Hello and welcome to Distinctly Average 5, the weekly chat show from the Average Gamer. This week we'll be talking about Xbox, their U-turn. They've changed their minds on Always Online, despite it apparently being an integral part of the system. PlayStation 4 released a video of their interface, so we can look at that. Nick will talk through some of the games we played at E3, and we discuss the games that we've been playing, specifically Remember Me and Animal Crossing. So yes, Xbox, they basically said, oh no, it's okay, you can totally trade in your games now. And we're not going to check in every day or every hour. So, Sean, tell me, what do you think?
To be honest, I was happy with the original idea of them having this mad restriction because, it was different from the PlayStation 4, and I was proud that they were going to do that. I was a bit skeptical at first, but then again, there was a lot more titles than I would have enjoyed. I don't really share my games. I'm always connected to the internet. And the fact that they've gone against that, it's just a bit worrying because it just means, did they crumble under the pressure? Did they see all the pre-orders going towards the PS4? Are they just doing it to keep the fans happy? I mean, it's a bit sad, but you know what? I'm still getting the console. It's just that I think it could have been a lot more future-proof or a bit better from what they were going to give us originally. And I think the cloud gets affected now. So is it? I think the rumor is.
I'm not sure about that. Sorry, what was the rumor?
I thought so originally we would have been able to have our games on the cloud, go to another console and play that game if your friend didn't have it. But is the cloud now affected and we don't have that feature?
Yes, that will be affected because that's why they had the daily check-in, to make sure you hadn't sold your game on. So they could go, oh yes, you don't have the license anymore, you don't get to use it in the cloud. So that is the one big thing that will be affected. But like at the same time, if your 20 gig game is in the cloud, then you go to your friend's house and you got to spend 20, you've got to download 20 gigs worth of game.
Or would that have been a stream without having to worry about it downloading? I mean, you can just play it whilst it's on the cloud or play it whilst it's downloading. I mean, anyway, it's not going to happen now anyway, I don't think, because this is on a U-turn. The Xbox 180 has happened, so yeah.
Yeah, nice Xbox controller you have behind you as well.
Held by the sack boy.
Talking about Xbox.
Yeah, held by the sack boy when you don't even have a PlayStation.
Yeah.
I know, controversial.
I mean, there's one of the problems we're discussing. It wasn't clear how the cloud's going to work. So they've reversed things that we didn't really fully understand in the first place. And seemingly, people made a big fuss about it. So people have got what they wanted, which is a more powerful console with a similar mechanism to playing games that you have now. I was surprised how easy it was for them to change their strategy. Because all the stuff so far had been this: we built the console around this. This is the way we're going. This is what we think customers want, and it will benefit them. It allow you to be flexible, go around your mate's house, all that kind of stuff. And then they're going, actually, no, we're just totally going to change it because that's clearly not what you want. That was very surprising, but they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. People said they should change it. Now they've changed it, and people said, well, that was easy. Why did you change it? And it's like, well, they can't win. They can't win.
Yeah, the one thing we will lose, the one thing a lot of people are complaining that we'll lose is game sharing, where a lot of people seem to think that game sharing meant that you could nominate 9 of your friends and those people would never have to buy the game. They could just play your copy through the cloud.
I think it's taking a bit of a leap from what they said, isn't it?
Well, they didn't say anything, did they? They just said, yep, you can nominate 10 people. Now, I don't believe for a second that they were going to say, right, buy it once and then 9 people will play. That is clearly not what sentences. That is not what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, there was somebody who claimed to be from Microsoft wrote a thing that was going around earlier in the week saying, oh man, we worked so hard on this and it was all terrible and you guys didn't want it and, it would have been amazing. Yeah. But then what he went on to detail was that family sharing was actually going to be something like you can play 60 to 90 minutes of the game and that's it. So,
I didn't even know it was limited like that myself. I mean, 60 to 90 minutes. I mean, if let's just say you're having a party at home and you're limited to that long, and
that's probably enough actually. Especially if you have Connect party games. How long do they last? Seriously, people get bored after about 15 minutes. So actually, an hour 90 minutes is more than enough.
Well, don't forget this guy hasn't been verified. It was an anonymous note. It could have been anyone, but from what he was saying, I mean, it seemed like a far more plausible idea than just saying, oh, yeah, bought it once, therefore 9 people don't need to buy it. No, never going to happen.
Yeah, I guess that's the complete opposite of what they were trying to do originally before the whole 180. I mean, they didn't want any sharing at all, so...
Well, apparently customers have got what they wanted.
Ah, no.
Oh, that's such bullshit. They're all, oh no, you didn't want online, so therefore you can't have anything. People just didn't want to be checked in on every 24 hours.
No,
well... They could do all that, like all this cloud stuff that they've said. They could kind of do anyway. Certainly things like Drivatar and all the online features. Like, not always online doesn't mean never online.
Oh, yeah. How does this affect Levolution? Levolution and Drivatars. I mean, seriously, how does... Yeah, does it screw it up completely?
Now, Sony released a PlayStation 4 video showing off their UI and what you can do with your friends, jumping in, buying games and all that. So we'll run this now. Here it is. Hooray, we've got Colin. Hi, Colin.
Hello.
How are you, Colin?
Hello.
Okay, the PlayStation 4 UI video. The one that goes do-do-do-do-do-do. What's happening? What do we think? Do we like it? Do we not like it?
Don't like Sarah Green.
Why not?
She's bossy.
Just sitting here on her phone. Yeah, she's on her phone in like a cafe going.
Join my clan. Oh, okay.
Shut up, you're having coffee.
They're all delusional because they all look like they're having fun. They're actually playing.
They're all smiling really, really broadly. It's strange.
UI looks all right. It looks a bit like the PlayStation Store. I just hope it's quicker than the PlayStation Store because that is the slowest thing known to mankind.
It does look a lot like all the stuff that Microsoft are pushing, like, oh, you can do this in the game while you're in the game now, which Sony seems to be quietly going, hey, look, you could totally do this in the game. You could just buy it while you buy a game while you're playing another one.
Yeah.
Well, and you've got messaging on mobiles, I think.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all right. It's just dude and pizza
God.
And dude.
And there's 2 little army men.
Dude, I don't got that,
yes.
man. I gotta go and get
yeah,
it. Hurry up!
Does the PlayStation come with army men now? I like it.
Hope not.
Army sack boys.
Army of Sackboys.
I don't
think
think
get that game.
I don't think it showed an awful lot more than we didn't already know, because there was a preview of the UI at the PlayStation Reveal back in February, and looking at that video, I haven't seen an awful lot more that I didn't kind of either know about or expect to be in there.
That video had knack as well, didn't it?
It had a lot of knack. It was like, look, this
knack.
Yeah, it's probably because the guy who designed it designed the PlayStation 4 as well. I just hope he designed the PlayStation 4 better than he did the game. I may be proved wrong. It might be an awesome game, but the 15 to 20 minutes of playing I did at E3 and the video, I was bored out of my tiny mind. And I have a tiny mind, so that got very bored.
Speaking of E3, in a cunning segue, we were going to talk about some of the games because you've had we had a few video features go up on the site, didn't we?
We did.
What were they? Colin, you're the video man. I can't even remember. I've been in Dublin all week. I don't know what's happening.
Well, we've had an interview with Fraser Nash, who's the UK PR manager for Wargaming. He was talking to us about the Xbox 360 version of World of Tanks.
Oh, yes, he went into great detail on all the features and how this is different and the end. I mean, no, it was a brilliant video, and you all should watch it.
Yes, we'll get the posts on the site. The video's been done, so we'll get the posts on the site very shortly.
What else have we got?
We will have Mario Kart 8 probably going up today. Right, it includes a good chunk of gameplay, filmed off screen, but it's Nick and I battling away on three different race courses, I think.
And Colin losing
by 1 point.
Yeah. Yeah, so the video shows quite the new stuff they put in the game. Like you've got hover. It's a mixture of F-Zero now, so you've got these hover carts, so you can go on the side of the screen. Colin's desperately trying to win. I'm just trying to shelf all the functionality and stuff, and I still beat him. He's not sure about that. The other stuff we had, Colin and I.
Tell me more about Mario Kart. Like, what's different? What's new? What's not? This is on the Wii U, right?
It didn't seem to be much different that we could see from just playing the 3 tracks, but it's still as fun as it ever was. I'm sure the actual having proper online this time will help considerably. I mean, they said, what did they say, 12 online, was it?
something like that.
Or is it 8 on?
It's basically, as Colin would say, it's Mario Kart but in HD. So it looks very pretty. It's quick. It was really easy. I found the motion controls a lot easier to use. So Colin was using you were using the gamepad.
But yeah, I was using the gamepad.
I was restricted to
it was very hard to look at when you're playing. Actually, I mean, I don't think I looked at it once, other than maybe just to randomly smash the horn.
Do you actually
just a map on the gamepad while you're playing?
There's a horn, and then there's a map with like real-time positions, but you can't look down. Really, I mean, it doesn't really lend itself well to that.
Well, yeah, Colin was so far behind, he had to look at the screen to try and catch up. So
that's why I'm blaming it on the screen. Nick didn't have an extra screen to look at.
I was actually surprised how responsive the Wii. I was using Wiimote, and I hate motion controls, as most people know.
Were you steering like that?
Yeah, I was, and it actually worked.
I was focused.
You were totally focused. It actually worked, and it was like, well, actually, oh crap! Actually, I can steer quite accurately now. So that was nice. The other bit, the tracks. There are a lot more complex, and you can now hover. There's carts that hover, so you can go on the side of the way you can win or lose a race, rather than just following one track, one path, which is quite nice. But ultimately, it's Mario Kart in HD. So we played 3 tracks. There was a nice one set in like Boo's Castle, and there was an outdoor one with lots of market stalls. You could either go through the market and avoid all the pillars, which was a bit of a pain, or you could actually jump on top and go along the top of the stalls and then jump back down. So yeah, you could actually not see the other person for about a quarter of the lap. You could go on a completely separate route. I had no idea where you were until we actually came back together again.
Yeah, that happened quite a bit actually.
Yeah, so
it'll be fun online.
Yeah, so that was Mario Kart.
Yeah, we had Saints Row went up on the site as well, didn't it?
Yeah, so I wrote my Saints Row 4 preview, which just had me talking about the singularity gun, the dubstep gun, and flying a Superman. I was there when the level started. You're going around the White House, but it's essentially the West Wing with strippers and beer bottles and all sorts of other stuff. And then you've got Shaundy as CJ Craig, the press officer, but Shaundy's got a lot of boobs now. They have given Shaundy a boob job in between the 2 games. It's insane.
Like Mass Effect, where everyone got a boob job.
Everyone's out here now. I mean, yeah.
Space boobs. They're just gravity in space.
And if you look on the site, the picture, the header image is the president, i.e. your character, sitting with this massive space gun blowing up spaceships. And that's in the first 10 minutes of the game. It's just utterly insane. Singularity gun's amazing because you can fire singularities and you can suck everything into the world. So you can see people trying to cling onto trees as they're getting sucked into oblivion. And it works on spaceships and everything around you. It's just a stupid gun. And the dubstep gun's amazing. So we'll have some footage of the dubstep gun going up when Colin...
What platform did you play it on?
Xbox 360. So it's coming out in August for PS3 and 360. So yeah, it looked nice. It looked like Saints Row. I just had a lot of fun. It is game designed by drinking beer. And
this will be amazing.
Their studio must be
well, apparently Volition in their meetings they actually have beer and they drink and then you hear that and you go, yeah, that makes complete sense when you play Saints Row.
They always
happy with them to have more beer.
Yes, I love them. They're great games. I can't wait for 4.
Sure, you've been quiet. What have you been playing?
This week I've recently been playing Remember Me and got my hands on Animal Crossing for the 3DS. Both great games. I mean, I must admit, I do love anything that Capcom really brings up. I'm always a bit skeptical with new IPs, and Remember Me seems to do a lot of justice to a new title. I mean, just the fighting is unique itself. So basically, if you've seen Remember Me, you had to add your own, make your own combos and add certain moves into it. And the only other game I know that has ever done that was God Hand on the PlayStation. So this is something kind of new if you've never played anything like that. Very artistic, very beautiful game, and yeah, the story is pretty unique. It's just when you first watch The Matrix, have you ever seen the films? It's something brand new. It's not something as in, oh, we're gonna do a bit of revenge or we're trying to overthrow.
That hasn't seen The Matrix?
I've got some friends who haven't seen.
I think my baby cousin hasn't seen it yet.
Oh my god, fix it!
You're probably about 6 months away from seeing it.
And leave a comment on YouTube if you haven't seen The Matrix.
So we can grill you.
What is wrong with you?
People haven't seen it.
Anyway,
But yeah,
remember
no,
me, yeah.
Yeah,
Story,
remember me.
unique.
Yeah, no, it's. I wouldn't say it's the longest of games.
Didn't it piss you off?
In what way?
You having to redo, because I watched Debbie play a bit of it, and there was some bits that were incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, there was some bits. Like, the load times are not brilliant. So there was some... what I did with my combos, because, you can switch in, for anyone who doesn't know. You have a set... You're given fixed button presses, so you have to press, like, X, Y, X, 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 Y. But within that, you can set the first X to be, like, a damage, and the second to be heal, and the third to be cooldown, and so on. So I would gear up my combos for each type of enemy I was dealing with.
Yeah.
And occasionally, I'd be completely geared up for these guards who electrocute you when you hit them, so I have loads of healing stuff going on. But then I'd go off and attack these guys who hit you who need to take a lot of damage, and I would just keep dying. So, oh my god. I would just sit there going, oh no, I need to change all the freaking button presses over and over again, because the checkpoints are really, really good. You rarely have to play more than a couple of minutes. Well, in fact, more than a minute. But it doesn't save your new presses, your new combos. So, yeah, that was annoying.
I did come across a few of these issues, but I guess they give you four different combos that you can tweak and have at the same time, which is it's cool. I mean, it just adds the whole technical side to fighting, which is it might be a bit hit and miss for some people who want to play that game as a fighting game rather than an adventure.
Yeah.
So I don't see it really segregating a few, I don't know, some audience members, because it might be something that's cool and new, but I came to it loving fighting games, and it was I don't know, it threw me off a bit, but then you get to learn to love it because it is new and it's unique, and you don't really see that from many other video games, and it just means that rather than just button bashing and getting your way through a level, it means you have to actually think about it. So like you're saying, having moves that heal you is going to come in useful rather than going around finding health packs. Some moves reset your cooldown time, so you can do these big, great moves that take out a lot of people, but you have like a 2-minute cooldown if you don't use any of those, I think it's pressings that you use. So yeah, it's interesting, it's unique, I give it that, and it's a very beautiful game, and the story is what is...
Fun enough to warrant a sequel, though, or...?
Do you know what? Without any spoilers, I don't think it needs one, because it would just be a cash cow. I mean, it's great as a one-time game experience, so maybe a sequel could probably not do it justice. Who knows? It depends if they're being written by the same guys.
Yeah,
I think there's plenty to explore in that world.
Yes, it's a very beautiful Neo Paris, isn't
Near
it?
Paris, yeah.
And I've never been to Paris, and to see something like this, but in the future is pretty cool, and it definitely captures what Paris would have done. I mean, I would love to see more artwork from that game. I mean, I think the last game that had great artwork like that was Deus Ex, and he went to town with that. So this is next game up in terms of visually beautiful.
The
since Deus
cyberpunky
Ex.
dystopian future.
Yeah, and it did well, and it wasn't all kind of greys and browns like you get in some games. It's just typical. So yeah, I take my hat off to them.
Okay, Sean.
Yes.
Every freaking person in my Twitter feed seems to be playing Animal Crossing, and my 3DS I played Phoenix Wright at E3, and between that and Animal Crossing, which I played a lot on the DS, I now suddenly urgently need a 3DS, which is arriving on Monday. Yay! But yes, tell me about Animal Crossing. Why is it so amazing?
It's everything that you could possibly want in a pastime. There's nothing urgent. Everyone is so cool. Everything's friendly. It's so cute. It's beautiful to look at. You can do a lot of stuff, and there's no urgency to kind of, I've got to do a mission. We've got to complete this, and then worried
There's
about.
no guns.
There's a slingshot, if that can
Ooh.
count.
Colin is what? No guns?
No grenades.
There is sharks.
There
Any
is.
bows? It's the year of the bow. Any bow?
Well, I've only been playing it for a couple of days straight now, so who knows? It's promising to expand a lot more, and there's weekly events from what I've gathered.
That's my dad. My dad has just appeared in the camera. Hello.
Hi, Nick's dad.
Hey, next dad. Yeah, so yeah, Animal Crossing. It's gone down pretty well. I haven't seen any bad reviews at all about it. So.
Do you still have to do all that fucking weeding?
Yes, there's a lot of
Oh, I hate
But there's
the
a lot of
weeding. I would have played so much more Animal Crossing, but every time, you go away for a week, you come back, and you spend the first hour of the game picking fucking weeds out of your garden. But it's not your garden, it's the entire city.
So it's like Farmville then.
It's a Farmville. So that Facebook game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Animal Crossing is beautiful. I mean, I think they've added 4-player kind of co-op rather than 2-player co-op, which was on the DS previously. So you can visit other people's towns. Your own town features its own native fruit. So my town might have peaches, and Debbie's on Monday might have apples, and I might need apples to sell on. So we can kind of trade within that. We can give items. Yeah. It's cool. And every game, I mean, every player that's had it has a unique kind of starting point. So you would have different characters within the town. Your town might look completely different. You'll have your own different fruits, different items in the shop. So I might be more fortunate to have a fishing rod, and Debbie might not. So she has to come over to buy it unless she just waits. So yeah, it's great how it kind of.
Can you send things offline?
I don't think you can send things offline.
What happens if you have no friends?
Oh, then you're stuffed.
Okay.
What about Street Pass? And does it integrate with Street Pass at all, or anything?
Yes, so you've got your local connectivity as well as your internet. So you can do it a Wi-Fi. So I can be here and then connect to someone on the internet, and they use their Wi-Fi, or we can be in the same vicinity and be able to, go to each other's town. So yeah, it's great. I would say it's more community based this time around. I mean, the solo player would be great. It's the experience, but you have to wait a week, I think, or a few days to get new stuff in. Whereas if you just go to visit a friend, it's like the old school Pokemon. If you want something, you just go and visit a friend, get it from them, and bond. So
can you steal stuff?
Oh, I don't think you can. From what I've seen,
you can run around and grab all the peaches from someone's town, can't you? Or they introduced that Dream World thing where you can go in and borrow textures or something?
Yes, so you can make your own designs now, and you can have it on your shirts, flags, hats, umbrellas, or just place it down on the ground. So you can make a design, you can post it up online, and then someone can download it. So
have you seen any penis floors yet?
Any
penis floors?
No, but they always post up saying nothing explicit, please. But that's
okay. They can't stop
happen soon.
Oh no! So Monday viewers, when Debbie gets her 3DS, we will then find out.
No, I'm pretty sure Nick will not let me post photos of his penis. Where else am I going to get one?
I know
Sean.
Sean.
No.
I don't have a 3DS.
Is the XL big enough?
Oh dear.
Well, it's 3D for a reason.
Oh no, I lowered the tone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You went there, Debbie. You went there.
Sorry.
And it's
So The Last of Us is pretty good.
Yes,
Good
that's right.
segue.
We were going to talk about it, but then you weren't here. But now you're back.
Yeah.
Tell me about The Last of Us.
Yeah, no, it's good. I finished it Friday in the afternoon.
Is it really guided? Because it seemed very... I haven't played that much Uncharted, but it seemed like, no, do this now. No, do this. Don't look around. Just do this.
Uncharted's worse.
Oh, God.
Uncharted's a lot worse. Uncharted, your hand is held throughout the game. Last of Us is... There's a lot of... Well, I can see there's a bit of that, but it's not kind of rammed down your throat in the same way. Uncharted is treated like an action film, whereas The Last of Us is treated more... it's the end of the world. You can take a bit more time if you want. But, no, it's good fun. It's probably not the game everyone's gushing about in terms of glowing reviews, Citizen King games.
10 out of 10.
It's very good, and it's probably the best game on the PS3 by far.
Why?
Realistic, the writing's very good. Voice acting's great. The sound design's amazing in the game. Graphically very good for the PS3. Remember, this is a console which is now approaching 7 years old. It's pretty good on rubbish technology anyway.
Leafy.
How are the clickers?
Can be terrifying if you're underprepared. If you're prepared, they're fine. There is a level, a thing you can level up where you can basically, when they grab you, you can use a shiv on them, which takes away a bit of the fear, or quite a bit of the fear. But if you don't do that,
where
it's more
does the
fun.
fear come from? Is that because you don't have any weapons to start with when you first?
Yeah, yeah. You do kind of, as you go on, become a small army. But I'm sure other people will play it in different ways. I played it like I was conserving ammo and stuff, but didn't really need to do that on normal. I mean, my first playthrough of most things is on normal because it's probably what they intended you to do. Probably Nolan North steals the show in that game, but I'm not going to tell you any more about that.
Is Nolan in it? Oh, wow.
Nolan's in it. Nolan's in it. He's a very good character in that.
Oh, he's my hero.
Spoilers.
Oh.
I didn't even realise it was Nolan North until the end.
No.
Oh, I need to get this game, Colin. You sold it to me.
You don't even have a PlayStation.
I know.
Why don't you have a PlayStation?
It yellow light issue long time ago.
That's not good enough excuse. To be fair, any excuse you said there wasn't going to be good enough.
So why are we looking at this one?
Anyway, thanks for watching. That was Distinctly Average. Subscribe and like and all that other stuff I'm supposed to say at the end of the show. Fuck that. Go check out the site. We have loads of great E3 stuff. Hooray!
Yay!
Bye.
Woohoo! Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye from Colin, because I'm looking at him. He's trying to eat.
I'm trying
Bye,
to
Sean.
eat. I'm really hungry. I haven't
Bye.
had anything.
Give me some
What is
bacon,
that?
Colin.
I finished my bacon roll. Slyly finished it.
Dog.